Okay, good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing? Hope you had a great weekend. I'll just get a screen up really quick for you guys. We're about to open. Boom. Okay. How's everyone doing? I see Holy Earth in the chat as always. Holy Earth, how are you doing, my friend? Good morning. Coach Z, good morning to you. How was your weekend? To the both of you. Mario, what's up, Mario? I'm good, thank you. How are you? Crypto, good to see you. Oh, look at that. There we go. We've opened. Let me just move my phone and everything out the way. All right, let's check out the market today. Again, we saw some front running. I literally joined the charts not long ago, and this little sell-off we had here, although I don't really see it in the volume, but this was a few minutes before some news came out, again, to do with Iran. So, but I don't really see suspicious volume either, so I don't know. It was just a bit weird how it sold off quite dramatically a few minutes before. But let's have a look-see. Let's have a look-see what we got. In terms of levels, there's little gap in volume up here. There's another one down here from the day, well, from Friday. And then we got a bunch little ones here. I might actually draw that one out just in case we get there, because that's a really nice, real drop-off in volume there. So let's draw that out. Cool. If we get there, and then there's a really nice one up here actually, which I didn't even draw out. You see, there we go. Let's just get those levels up on the chart, and then we can start looking for stuff to trade. All right, cool. Black and white, how are you? No way you bought t-shirt. It's decent, man. I'm all for it. I think it's decent. I think it's a decent platform. Honestly, I quite like it. I'm getting used to it still, but I do like it. Okay, we just tapped into that gap. Oh, let's quickly zoom in. I mean, I can't make heads or tails of that. A lot of buyers coming in. Some sellers came in at the open here as well. It's all very up and down. There's no kind of real direction right this second. I might go in short just because of the gap, but not just yet. Let me get the contracts ready. If I see, because I do like how those buyers were kind of trapped at the top there, but I didn't really see what actually happened in real time. There's not really any sell pressure coming in, but there is definitely some passive orders blocking them. There, the buyers breaking through. All right, let's see what happens. Do sellers decide to come in at any point? Nothing yet. There was a big chunk of sellers, but we're above them, so it's not worth it yet. They got eaten up. They might still take control because it doesn't necessarily mean they're out the market yet. But I wouldn't want to jump in just yet. But I am seeing the first sign of potential failure. I want to see another little chunk of sellers, a little bit, but nothing major. Now, the buyers seem to just be putting in a bit too much at this moment in time, but they're definitely struggling up here, but I feel they could pop through. Yeah, they just popped through. All right, so it wasn't the trade there. I thought maybe we might get a short here. I mean, it could still happen. Ooh, why does it do that? Could still happen. Cody, good morning to you. How are you? How was everyone's weekend? Okay, there's a nice amount of buyers trapped at the top here. We might get sellers trying to take advantage of them. Let's see the sell contract 50. All right, I'm going to go in. I want to see if these sellers here are effective. If they drift up, then I'm getting out real quick. I want to see if those sellers can. I've definitely front run this. I should really wait for those buyers to get squeezed out, but I feel like sellers might take it. Now we're drifting up again. Buyers are coming in 60 contracts deep. Yeah, they're a bit strong here, the buyers. Give them another few seconds. Nah, buyers still coming in. There's definitely something happening around here. There's a big chunk of sellers. All right, that's quite good. Now I want to see those sellers take control. There they are. All right, let's see if the sellers can take over here. So essentially now my stop can basically be above those sellers, pretty much above that high there. So I can already just mark out that stop. There we go. Now I want to see those sellers become effective and really squeeze these buyers out. All right, keep adding volume. They're getting a bit in this area here. They're getting a little bit absorbed. I need to see them pop through. Come on, sellers. Let's keep the pressure up. You were doing good for a few seconds there. For the latter half of that minute, they were doing very nice, but this is not looking good now. I don't like how these buyers have come back in trying to take control. Let's get below them quickly. It's these sellers here at the top. These guys here we need to see defend right now. They need to put in volume here quickly and get that market back down again. If they start failing, then unfortunately, sellers didn't take control, and then we might as well get out of this trade. But we're pretty near the entry here. I'm not going to add any more size. The buyers got it, those bastards. And I think we're pretty much, yeah, they've got it. I think we're pretty much out. All right. Unfortunately, buyers just came in a little bit too strong at these lows here. Unfortunately. I thought the sellers had it there for a few seconds. They were doing all right when they came in, but they just couldn't put enough volume in. But it's still very... I'm going to wait. I mean, this could just be... I'm seeing again a bit of potential here. I like what they're doing here. Might jump in again. Fuck it. Let's go one more time in for a short. I need to see those. I feel like they can squeeze these buyers out. They're trying it. But now we're above again. The sellers are going a bit of a bad price there. There we go. Come on, add volume. I can see the sellers wanting to do it. They're just being a bit weak. They're putting the right volume in, but they're not able to break through just yet. Come on, sellers. Where are you? Keep adding. You got this. You almost squeezed those buyers out. Oh, that was a big absorption there. Come on. Add more volume. 40. 50. They're getting again. Look at those buyers coming in. Come on. Get below them. Let's change that volume distribution. Oh, big 100 contracts there on the buy side. That's bad. That's not good for me. I'm going to give them a few more seconds to try and get below that 100. If we can't, we can't. All right, we're out. Let's get out of that trade. Let's just see if they can break the high or not. Because you never know. They might just come in at the high. I'll give them a few more seconds. We actually set a stop here. Well, it's too late anyway. We'll put a buy stop there just in case. Give them a little bit of breathing room because it is the open. It can be a bit choppy. We give the sellers one last chance here to try and we're breaking the high by the looks of it. We're about to break it. Sellers just couldn't take control. All right, fair enough. We'll leave it. I mean, I'm technically still in the trade. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Sorry. Okay, cool. Sorry, just had a message. Kids are off to summer camp. I've got a week of quiet. Nice. So a week of trading, undisturbed. Good weekend. I don't remember. That's the sign of a good weekend. When you have no memory. Fair play to you, man. Fair play to you. All right. So I don't think the sellers are ready to take control just yet. So let's look at other areas where, I mean, we've got the point of control here. So this could be another area potentially. But at the moment, the buyers are still coming in a bit too strong for me. So I'm going to let the buyers do their thing for a while. And once the buyers start failing and sellers come in, then I might look for a short. But All right, so we had a bit of failure from the buyers at point of control. Now, I don't want to chase it, but again, this is looking okay. But I just feel the same shit's going to happen. The buyers are going to come in and buy the dip and push it up again, and not really get true control yet. So let's be a little bit patient here. Let's get a little bit of patience, and we'll be all right. Okay, because look, something's happening around here. There seems to be a lot of volume being added on this level right here. But again, buyers just bought it. All right, I want to see what happens to these buyers. Sellers are really coming in quite aggressively. Oh, they keep getting it looks okay. I can imagine a bit more volume, and the sellers have got this. They're not far off from the buyers are starting to slow down a bit. All right, let's go in again short. Let's see if the sellers finally can take control here. I just worry that we'll get to these kind of lows and then buyers are finally going to come in hard again and then just push the market up. So we're always up a little bit, a couple of $100, and then boom, the buyers just kind of come back in. So we need to kind of take out the buyers, you know. But I wanna hold a little bit to get a good extension here, because I think we can go back down at least to these lows potentially if we could squeeze out some of these buyers. But look at them, they're coming in again. Oh, big volume. You see what I mean? They do post some big volume, but that is nice how we rejected it right there. That is good. That is very good for us. Now we've got to keep staying below. If sellers can keep adding volume here and keep pushing it down, these buyers are going to have to get the hell out the market. Potentially, that could be some of these sellers actually getting out of break even, to be fair. Might not be real buyers. It's hard to read in that situation, but hopefully they are real buyers getting trapped, and we have a move here. But we really don't want to get above that 135. We really don't want to get above there. So I need to see sellers come in. Come on. Don't get above. Look, they're adding these freaking buyers. Come on, squeeze them out. Hold them off. If we get above, I'll get out and then maybe jump back in on a better entry. But it's still okay. Buyers tried to take control here and failed. I think sellers are finally taking control of this market now. They're finally adding the volume needed. Let's see if they can really just undo the open, push back down. Come on. Buyers are still buying the dip, annoyingly. Look at that. They've just pushed up those sellers. This is very, this is a proper tug of war in this little area here. Sellers need to get, realistically, they need to get below, you know, these kind of lows here, squeeze out the buyer. Imagine a lot of buyers are sitting below these wicks here. And then obviously the low here is going to be a shit ton. Oh, that's not good for us. Come on. We're slightly above. Come on, don't let those buyers win. Come on, sellers, you were doing so well. It's such a tug of war. Come on, push him back down again. Push him back down. Don't allow those freaking buyers to take control here. Come on, sellers, you were doing so well. Don't make me exit here. I might have to exit. Buyers are coming in too hard. I'm going to get out. I don't like it. Don't like it just yet. It's the buyers are still not willing to give up yet. They weren't allowing themselves to get stopped out. And I don't like how all the sellers are pulled at the bottom here. But it's looking good for a few seconds again. Choppy, but it's fine. We'll catch the move. Don't you worry. We will catch it whenever it happens. Yeah, buyers are adding a lot here. We will catch the move. Again, buyers look like they're failing. All right, let's go in. Again, I like that big chunk of sellers that just came in. Buyers look like they failed a bit. Let's go in one. This is loads of like little tests. Trying to see if the sellers can just break through here. Because I can imagine it'll be nice. Nah, buyers up. trying to take control again. Come on, sellers, take control here. Add 60. Good. 70. Come on, really get some momentum. I like the momentum that sellers can put into this market, which is quite nice. Their candle moves very, very quickly when they do go in. We just need a little bit more oomph from the sellers. Come on now. Come on, let's break those lows. It's bumping into VWAP. Well, that kind of makes sense why buyers keep trying to fricking come in. Oh, you mean at the top side even? So why sellers keep coming in? That could be it as well. Because I am seeing a lot of sellers want to get this market down, but buyers are still buying a dip. Now, what I want to see here, ideally, is just this candle to go bearish very quickly and trap all those buyers at the top. That's what I ideally would love to see, but we're just not seeing it. Look at that. It's just more volume from the buyers coming in. Come on. Turn bearish. These freaking buyers. Come on. Really, where those sellers that took control in the last minute, they came in around here, I think. Around there they came in. So I want to see if those sellers get out or add to their position. What are they doing? Come on, add. Oh, shit. I clicked exit accidentally. I didn't mean to click exit. All right, I'm jumping back in again. My finger accidentally hit exit. I didn't mean to do that. That's stupid of me. Those buyers are starting to drift above. Come on. They're coming in too heavy. Let's get out. All right. We'll wait again. Those buyers are still taking control. Well, that was very choppy. Very, very choppy. Look at that. And then buyers fail again. I'm going to give it a few more. I'm going to give it a few more minutes. I don't think. Well, the move could happen. Let me go on. Let me load up trading view charts just so I can see the overall structure again on the other screen. I forgot about that. I want to see the overall. It's looking quite bullish now. It's actually looking a lot more bullish. Yeah, we're exactly on the point of control on trading view as well. Yeah, the 15-minute, I mean, it's a bit hard to tell, to be honest. But we did kind of dip into the lower part of the range, and then I don't know. It's not over yet, in my opinion. I think sellers still have a shot here. I'm going to start loading up my cash account, actually, because I think it might happen soon. All right, got my cash account. Let me just double check this. Give me 2 seconds, guys. All right, that looks good. What kind of movement are we seeing? 1 minute. Let me just measure the average candle. All right, yeah. Okay. All right, I'm cool with that. Buyers could take control, but they're actually struggling a lot, these buyers, to getting this up. Ooh, that's nice. That is very nice. I like that. But I'm not gonna front run it just yet. I think it's just buyers are still buying it up. I think it's going to be a little bit higher. What I think might happen here is we're going to get a little bit out of the point of control, and then sellers are going to come in at some point and then just undo everything. That's kind of what I think is going to happen. It's going to be a bit choppy on the way up, but then we'll get because I don't think buyers have truly got this yet. They're a slightly better side, don't get me wrong. I don't think they truly have it. Oh, that's a lot of good volume though from the sellers, but they're not really getting, they're not doing any damage. Question is, do I jump in? Nah. I'm going to give it a few seconds. What I want to see is a push down, and then buyers try take control again, and then fail, and then I'll jump in. So I'm going to wait for a little bit more confirmation. So ideally, a bit of a push down, like what we're seeing. Buyers try to take control, maybe get to about here, start failing, getting absorbed, and then sellers come back in, then I'll jump in. That's what I'd rather do now. Okay, buyers are trying to take control. We're seeing it. Let's see if these buyers fail. If these buyers fail, I'll jump in. Oh, it looks like they might fail, but sellers are also failing at the bottom, so it's not completely perfect yet. $40, $30, $40. I want to see some failure now. Still haven't really seen the failure. Haven't really seen any sellers massively come in. Oh, there's a bit of failure there. All right, I'm back in. I don't know if I want to cash account this trade though. No, I'm not going to go in my cash. I'm not going to go in my cash, not yet. I feel like there's a better opportunity. Oh, that looks quite good. All right, okay. I've gone in on my cash. I've entered now. All right. I think that was the failure I was waiting for, and then the sellers have come in. Now, we shouldn't, hopefully, ideally, we shouldn't really go much higher than where those buyers failed. But we need to see sellers break through. If they don't break through, we're just going to rotate back up again. We're going to have the same choppy. That's it. That's good. Bit of breaking through there. All right. I'm glad I got in on my cash. I'll tell you that. Oh, come on. Don't get absorbed here. Well, I'm going to have to get out. Come on. Keep adding volume, sellers. We can break through here. Obviously, I'm going to handle my cash account first before I handle that account in terms of exiting. Come on, boys. Frickin' hell. Come on, don't fail here, or I'm going to start exiting. Come on, get below, get below. Don't get any higher than that. Don't let that 40 buyers take any control here. 50. Oh, come on. That's it. Get below them. Stay below. Squeeze them out. Add volume now, sellers. Add volume. Come on. Be willing to short the bottom. There it is. 80. Good. Good, good, good. Now keep that momentum up. Let's not stop here. Oh, this is nice. This is very nice. All right, don't fail here. Come on. Don't let those buyers take control. Add more volume. Good. 30. 40. Ooh, bit of failure from the sellers there. Get below that 40 now. Come on, get below. Don't let those buyers take control. Ah, you son of a... Such a freaking choppy market. Come on, get down. 60. 70. Come on, add more volume, sellers. Absorb those buyers. Come on. That's it. Oh, come on, just get below. Add more volume. 90. Break through. Come on, 100. Good. Ah, you're not breaking through here, sellers. Come on. You got this, sellers. 30. As long as we're kind of below those buyers, I'm okay. Ah, that's not good. All right, I'm out on my cash. I'll let it run on the Ola Prime account, but I got out on my cash account. Ah, fuck. That's freaking annoying there. I should have held on my cash now. Oh, well, what can you do? Man, why did I get out so quick? Where it matters, I got out. Never mind, it's fine. We'll hold on this one. That's the difference between real money and prop money, you see. Real money, there's real emotions. You're a lot more cautious. But either way, still made money. I'm happy. That wasn't too bad, actually. Come on, let's keep extending down. I think we can even potentially take out these lows here. Keep adding, keep adding. That was psychology. Trading psychology at play there when you're trading with simulated money. And you know, trading with real money. This is good. Set a stop. Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot to set a stop loss. My stop would be there. It's because I was in my cash account. I obviously set a stop in my cash, but trying to manage two accounts sometimes can be a bit difficult. But I normally do set a stop. You can watch back my all right, keep those sellers coming in. As long as these sellers keep adding volume, I'm happy to hold this. But the moment they start potentially getting a little bit meh, I'll be looking at getting out. Or big chunk of buyers trying to come in. Can we get below those buyers quickly? Let's not let them. There it is. Good. Keep it below. Keep adding volume at the lows there for the sellers. 50 contracts. We want a bit more. Buyers trying to buy the dip. All right, we don't want those buyers in any way to really get much higher than where those buyers managed to push it up. So pretty much we can kind of like be there, but I've got my finger on the exit just in case. They're adding a bit of volume here, these buyers. I don't like it. Nah. Come on, get below them. I'll give you a few more seconds, sellers. Try to take control again. Or is this going to be a little push up? This might be a little push up. They're still getting absorbed, but I'm not seeing any sellers really jumping in massively right now. There was a tiny bit. That's still okay. That's all right. It was a little bit. All right, I'm seeing sellers coming in at the lows again, which is good. But we need to be effective at actually pushing it down. If they start getting absorbed, we might be in a little bit of trouble here. We also, I believe we got news coming out in like 3 minutes, so I will be getting out before. I think it's only like ISM, so it's not a huge thing, but just in case. Yeah, I don't like this. There's a lot of, I don't like how the sellers got absorbed at the bottom, so I'll take the money here just before the news. All right. Yeah, I should have held that on my cash, to be honest, but never mind. That's all good. Let's have a look at the chat. Sorry, guys. Justin, good to see you. How are you? How was your weekend? They make you work for that short trade. They will hit it out of nowhere. Exactly. Ishmael, is this trading? Yes, this is trading, Ishmael. ZT Content, good morning to you. How are you? Adam. Hey, bud, where you been? Missed the lives. I've still been here. I think there was like a week or so I was away, because I was traveling. But I've been here. I've been here most days. But good to see you again, Adam. How have you been? How was your weekend? The red folder news at 1,000 going to be a shiesty one. What exactly was the red folder? I think it was ISM. Yeah, so that's coming out in about a minute. I mean, usually it doesn't do that much, but it can, as a scalper, it can make like one candle be a bit meh. So I'd rather get out. Anything new in terms of? Nothing really has come out. We're not seeing anything too suspicious. How much money were you able to make with this strategy? What, as in my whole career, my 15 years? I have no idea, to be honest. I don't have a figure at the top of my head. But when I worked for a firm in the start of my career, I mean, again, this wasn't my money, it was the firm's money. I couldn't even give you a figure. I don't know. I'd have to look back. But it was like in the millions. But obviously I didn't like, we only got like a sliver, but you're dealing with big accounts, you know. So you had a base salary pay, and then here's the news. A little bit crazy, but nothing too mad. So yeah, you had a base salary pay, and then obviously you had like performance bonuses and commission and all that good stuff. So, and then I went, essentially, not the firm didn't right away close down, but it's basically human beings got replaced by machines. Let's just put it that way, right? Traders were the first people to get axed at a lot of firms, and we're dinosaurs. We got axed quite quickly, and a lot of traders just, they, a few of the really big senior traders, they kind of carried on, but quants and all these mathematician dudes started taking our jobs essentially. So we became retail traders. And then, truth be told, when I became a retail trader, I actually lost a shit ton of money. I'll be real with you guys. I'm not even going to pretend like, I just got into retail trading and started making loads of money. That was complete opposite actually happened. So I went from institutional trading, where I had, a team of people, right? Other traders, risk managers, all that good stuff. And there, yeah, of course, we were profitable. The moment I went just completely on my own with no team, I lost a lot of money. And the reason I lost a lot of money is because I never truly learned how to deal with, not that I didn't have risk management, but I never truly learned how to deal with my own like emotional side of trading. Because when you work for a firm, you have someone who controls your you have risk managers who literally look at your trading throughout the day, and if they see for whatever reason you're just not, you're letting the emotional side take control, they cut you off. You cannot overtrade. You cannot do you know what I mean? Like, you literally have someone holding you accountable, right? The moment I went by myself, all of a sudden I didn't have that person to stop me, and I never learned that. So I actually ended up losing a lot of money, and I was like, shit, like, what the hell's going on? And I kind of figured out. So it took me then a few years to kind of, learn that control and some sort of discipline and whatnot. But then things started going good again. So yeah, that is just how it is, unfortunately. And it's also, you go in and you think it's going to be easy. I will say, working with a firm, being a trader within a firm is easier than being a retail trader. 100% easier, because you got the amount of capital you have, right, that you're controlling is even if you just a couple of percent is your yearly salary. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous amounts, right? So you're not it's different as a retail trader. How is it going with DEEPCHARTS? I'm up. We're on live and 2K unfunded today. Just rest 2 payouts while the prime. Amazing, man. Amazing. Good stuff. 2 payouts. So how many payouts are you on now, Black and White, by the way? Because 5 payouts, you become a Prime Circle member now. But really good stuff. I actually like DEEPCHARTS. Honestly, I like it. I'd recommend them. They're a bit pricey, but I like it. Mario asks how you got into the firm at that time. So it was complete by luck, truth be told. I had a friend who on Ola Prime 3 on Lucid, 76 payouts. Jeez, I shouldn't have said that name, but yeah, bloody hell. So it was complete by chance how I got into this industry, truth be told. Like, I was kind of interested in it. I kind of knew what it was, but I never like studied it. Do you know what I mean? I didn't go to university to study trading. You know, I don't think there's a degree that study that, like, I didn't do economics or something, you know. I just did business at university, and one of my friends, he's Indian origin. Indian, he's like he's English, but he's Indian. Like, ethnicity is Indian, and they're really well connected. You know, everyone helps each other out. They've got big communities, and I was looking for kind of like a bit of work as well. And he was like, "Oh yeah, you know, I think his girlfriend's uncle or something, like someone he knew, basically offered him a job at this firm, this trading firm that they're, you know, higher up on." And then he managed to get me an interview, and then from there I joined the team, but not as a trader, as in the marketing department at first when I was like 19. So I was in the marketing department, and then I really kind of fell in love with the trading. You know, seeing the traders, the trading floor, I fell in love with it, and then asked the guys. I was like, "Can you guys literally teach me? Like, I wanna, like, I like marketing. Don't get me wrong, but like, I want to do that. You know what those guys are doing." And they were nice enough to kind of take me under their wing, teach me the ropes and all that, and then I learned and kind of eventually became a trader. So yeah, it was complete luck. I just stumbled into it essentially out of. That's why you should never say no to opportunities as well. If you see an opportunity arise, you never know where it'll end up, man. Because if I didn't go to that interview and was like, I'll find a different job or something, the chances are I'll never have become a trader. Do you know? Well, maybe I would have, but not at that point. I would have probably started a retail trader like everyone else, pretty much, and, you know, struggled and whatnot. And so, this is interesting, guys. Real quick, something's going on here. Something's happening. We've got suspicious volume coming in, guys. I'm just going to double check with TradingView if that is correct. If what I'm seeing is legit, because I think someone's front running again. I think we might get some news. There is definitely suspicious selling happening. Yep, it's on TradingView as well. Okay. I'll get to the chat in a second, I promise. I just got to figure out what the hell is happening here, and here. Okay, so those lows, we didn't really take out the lows, so I don't think they're stops, right? Or take profits. They could be potentially take profits. That volume there, because of where it is, it can potentially be take profits. I'm not going to count that too suspicious, but the size of it and how it's stacked is a little bit weird. This, however, is weird. This doesn't make any sense, right? This to me doesn't look right. There is no reason, because it's real executed orders. It's not going to be. It could either be buyers getting stopped out, which it definitely isn't, because why would there be stop losses from buyers here? That doesn't make any sense, right? Sellers taking profit, but it can't be that, right? Because it would have been triggered, you know, here, wherever. Here they would have been triggered. So why all of a sudden does it appear there? That is a real seller coming in, adding a shit ton of volume. Now, yes, it's going against him. Now, the way we can figure out if this is insider trading is, imagine if you sold here, where would you put your stop, right? So they sold there. I mean, your stop might be here, might be there, might be at the highs here. So if we don't see those sellers exiting, so if we don't see similar numbers on the buy side appear where you would expect sellers to exit, you know that these people are they've entered a huge sell position and are just holding that trade. Why are they holding? Then they're not getting out. If they're not getting out, that means they know something. We see this happen almost every day with insider trading, and something's going to come out and boom. We haven't seen them exit either. If we look carefully, there hasn't really been an exit. So I am going to look potentially for a short. I'm not going to get in just yet, but I am going to look for a short if I see something that doesn't, you know, if I see something on the footprint that looks good for a short, maybe buyers starting to fail, like potentially here, it doesn't look too bad right now. I like how those buyers kind of failed at the top here, but sellers haven't really come in. So give it a second. Let me see. Because I think that's insider trading again. All right, bit of sell pressure coming in. All right, let's go in again. Let's see. I haven't gone in on my cash. I don't want to go in on my cash yet. But let's just see if, you know, we can keep those buyers trapped. And let's see if there's some big news announcement, something, because I feel that is insider trading again. At least to me, it doesn't seem right. Something doesn't add up to me. So we shall see. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. I don't like the fact that these sellers failed. But let's see if the sellers can keep taking control here. I like those buyers failing. That was nice. So these guys here failing was very good to see. But I want to see, you know, we release some of these sellers. Let's get them back in profit. Let's get a bit of volume being added into the market. You know. Something is happening here. Something is very weird. This is looking weird. This is looking very, very strange. Something's about to happen. I feel like something's about to happen, guys. I think it's about to drop. I think some news is about to come out. There's nothing scheduled, right? I'm pretty sure that was everything on the schedule. No, there's nothing scheduled. The way this is moving is a bit strange. There's a seller in, there's someone front running this. Let's see if they're insider trading. I mean, we can just keep no take profit essentially. What we'll do is just have our finger on the exit. Because the moment it blasts down, if it does, hopefully it does, we can just boom, you know, cash in, cash out, even. Like normally this doesn't look good, right? I don't like the look of this as a normal order flow trader. Just the fact that there's so many sell contracts here piled up and they were kind of struggling a bit. Like it's all being pulled up at the bottom here. This doesn't look good, but I'm going to hold it. I've got my stop there. I'm happy where my stop is. It's fine because I do think someone is insider trading, but this does not look nice as an order flow trader, truth be told. Let me see what trading view is showing really quick. I just want to see if trading view confirms. Yeah, trading view's got similar. Ooh, there's a bit of spike in buyers there. Let's see if we can get below those buyers. I don't really want it to go much higher. Naturally, I'm okay if it just wants to hang around here for a bit before something comes out. I really don't want it to. I want sellers to kind of keep control of this market. Yeah, TradingView is also showing. Yeah, it's showing the same shit basically. There's no real difference. There are a lot of buyers trying to come in, trying to figure out who what this is. That because it can't be stops, it can't be take profits. It has to be real aggressive sellers. Why? They never got out the market, even when it went all the way against them. They never exited. You know, they're still kind of around here, those sellers, right? They're in drawdown. They're adding to their position. You can see more volume being added to it. They're adding to a losing position. It's all got the hallmarks of insider trading right now. Unusual high volume. We've called it, what, 2 times or so? Last week, we called the insider trading. Then once I missed it, though, even though I was like... So I really don't want to miss it. Because that's the problem when it comes to, you know, trying to jump on someone else's trade. You just do not know what they know. I mean, they trade with no stop, essentially, because they're that confident then that it's going to go in their direction. So, but with us, of course, we have to still have a stop. We can't just not have a stop loss, right? Because we don't know what information they know. All we know is that someone looks like they know something. So I'm expecting, hopefully, something to come out. We've had a bunch of stuff regarding China, 2 sides of Canada constructive changes. Everything seems quite positive, though. Nothing too like. It's just going to improve China, U.S. military, maritime safety and security. Like that's all kind of, you know, sounds pretty positive to me. But come on, where's this insider? Where is this news? Release it now. Ugh, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Come on, guys. Well, something's come out. Maybe that was news. Ooh. I did not want to see that. I don't think anything's actually come out. That was just a little bit of a... Do I jump back in? That's the question. I don't think that was a true kind of, you know... That seller's still in the market. Something's about to happen. And I don't want to... fuck it. Let's go back in. Oh, shit. What am I doing? How do I make that a little bit better? Something like that. Cool. Where's the exit? Where's the exit button? There it is. All right. Okay. Let's jump back in. I still think it might happen. That one giant bullish candle. I don't know, man. I don't know. Don't know what that was all about. But it's fine. If they want to do that, let them do that. Come on, insider man. Where are you? Where's this news coming out? This will be the one time it wasn't insider trading. And it was just... it was just, I don't know, a madman entering. Let me actually double check with TradingView on that area where they came in. If I put my ticks per row really low down, like to 1 tick per row, was it one giant order? Because that would definitely help the... Oh, something's happening. Definitely help my case of insider trading if it was all grouped up in one area. Honestly, I don't even know where it is now. Where was it? Oh, it was here. Yeah, it was. All right. So, yeah, someone came in. super heavy there, and they haven't exited. Even when that candle came up, we didn't really see, like, don't get me wrong, you saw some sellers get, stopped out, sure. But those are like sellers who came in here somewhere, i.e. me, basically, getting stopped out. That's what this 1, 2, 3 is, right? That's people like me. But that major seller, he's still in the market, holding this position. I feel like they know something. It's just waiting for, whenever this freaking news is going to come out. I don't know when it's coming out, if it's coming out, if it's actually, someone who knows what they're doing. This is all big question marks. I cut there, just too much hesitation. Short at that pop, nice. Well, if you got short at that pop and you cut there, that was actually very good. Made yourself that was a good scalp. Let me see. Honestly, love the low volume node of the volume profile. See what you made. Oh, thank you, Ishmael. Do you also use Bookmap? I don't use Bookmap. No. I've never really got on with Bookmap. A lot of people love it. Personally, I just never really got on with it, truth be told. Sammy, I'm excited about the Ola Prime competition that's coming up soon. Nice. Good stuff, man. You are a great man. Thank you. Ishmael, are you Arabic? Yes, I'm half Arabic. Yes. My father's Arabic. Have you seen much of a discrepancy between TradingView and Deep Charts? A little bit, but nothing major. Like, the volume is kind of similar in terms of, like, each individual number might be a bit different. Like, for example, TradingView might show 43 here, 105 or whatever. Like, but the scale of numbers is correct. Does that make sense? Like, if it goes up on TradingView, goes up on Deep Charts, but the individual numbers might be a little bit different. But overall, it's and that's all that matters, as long as it's kind of. What would be weird is if, like, TradingView showed negative here and Deep Charts is showing positive. That would be like, what the hell's going on? Do you know what I mean? So, bloody hell, what's going on here? Come on. Where's this insider trader? I don't think there is this insider trader anymore. Son of a bitch. Fine. Let's wait. Maybe there isn't an insider trader. Maybe that was, I don't know. But they haven't exited either. We haven't seen that person leave. I mean, differences are not, in general, not necessary right now. Yeah, no. There's no, like, oh, in general, no, they're pretty spot on, both of them. They're pretty good. But Deep Charts moves updates a lot quicker. That's the good thing about Deep Charts. Yeah, that's the good thing about Deep Charts. It moves, like, the actual update is a lot. What's going on here? Sorry, guys. Okay. Yeah. Apologies. Yeah, it moves a lot quicker, like the update. So this is ugly price action. Reminds me of Friday later in the morning. Just chop. Nice. Yeah. This is very something's happening. I still think there's an insider trade. They haven't even exited the market, so they're holding. So someone came in here, and they're still holding this trade. Make this a little bit bigger. I can see it. Yeah. We shall see what they're doing. Autumn, good to see you. Deep Charts costs like think I paid like $400 or something for 3 months or something like that, along with the actual rhythmic data feed. Yeah, around that. It's a bit pricey, but it's not too bad. I think it is overall worth the money. Like, genuinely, I do think it's kind of worth the money, to be honest. Did Ola Prime pay for that? No, they didn't. They didn't. That DeepCharts is I paid for it. I paid for DeepCharts. Have I tried the absorption? I haven't tried anything yet. All I've done is just use the footprint so far and the volume profile. I've yet to actually experiment with any of the other features that it has. I just haven't had time, sadly. Like in the last, I don't know, something's going on. They're coming back in. I'm gonna go back in. This might be a stupid trade, but I still think that that seller is in the market and they're still adamant of getting this market down. Come on, where's this news? Where is this insider trading? Come on, give me one giant boom. There's a lot of sell volume being added right now. But that could just be normal kind of movement, nothing too spectacular. A big chunk of buyers came in. See, normally I'd be ready to kind of maybe get out here. But I want to hold because I believe that there is an insider trader here. They still haven't exited the damn market. If they're still holding on to their position, they know something. No one is that crazy unless they have information that is solid. No one is that mental. And it's not going to be a swing trade because they don't enter like that on swing trades institutions. They don't pilot all in one. They kind of gradually build up a position. If it's like a longer term trade, they don't just enter in one area all at once. And then like it doesn't work that way. They try to average it. And they do that passively. They never do it aggressively. So you don't really see swing trades on the charts that much. I mean, you can see them, but you got to remember they're the passive orders. When it's like an aggressive big chunk of orders, that's either stops getting hit, take profits getting hit, or someone is aggressively entering a fresh position. And since it very, very unlikely it will stop or take profits, it means it was someone entering aggressively. For some reason, didn't really make much sense where they were entering. And they still have yet to get out the market. Which leads me to believe it is insider trading. And it wouldn't be crazy to think that because, let's be honest, every day almost for the last few months, there's been the same shit has happened. Insider trading. Just follow the suspicious volume and generally you are good. But the problem is you just don't know how much this market can drift against you before it fricking happens. And you got to have some level of risk management, right? So you have to kind of be willing to get the hell out. Like, I don't like this. I don't like the fact that buyers are coming in above all those sellers again. I want to exit here. I don't know, man. Come on, where are these? Where's this freaking news, man? Oh, something's happening here. All right, there was a big chunk of sellers again, aggressively coming in. Something is going on. They're gearing up for something, people. Just do it now, please. I don't know how much longer I can hold this shit. Something is going on. Again, that was very suspicious. Very, very weird. All of that. Just someone just dumped a huge amount, well, not dumped, but someone just entered a big amount of sell orders again. It seems like maybe a few more minutes, something will come out. All right, I'm going to go in my cash as well, but I'm going to drop the size just because I don't know where the stop is, you know? All right. Okay. Cash account in. Let's see if I can catch this insider trade. All right. All right. Good, good, good. I'm only one mini contract on my cash, so it's not a huge amount, but I just don't know where my stop should be. I mean, I know where my stop should be realistically, you know, either above that high or this one. But again, if you're just holding based on waiting for some sort of news to come out, I mean, it could be anywhere, right? Just don't know. These freaking buyers, man. You son of a bitch. Come on, dude. Insider, where are you? These freaking buyers, man. Come on. Drop the news. Drop the news. Come on, Donnie. Donald, tweet. Tweet, Donald. Where are you? Just sitting back waiting is the worst, man. What you're waiting for, you're just hoping some person on the chart knows what they're doing. I mean, I kind of have to have a stop just in case, but such a high chance that you could just get stopped out and it will keep drifting and then eventually you miss it. But I have to have a stop. I mean, there's no way around it because I don't know how high this will go. Insider trading or not, it doesn't matter. I've got to have some level of risk management, right? These freaking buyers, man. All right. But that seller is still in the market. They still have yet to get out. They are still in the market. Oh, look at that. They're adding to their freaking position. Are you kidding me? They keep adding and adding and adding. I know. I'm more and more convinced this is going to be insider trading. The more I look at it, the more convinced I am now. Just it's very suspicious what's happening here. All right, maybe if we drop the size a bit, we can go in, and therefore we get a bit more room to breathe, you know? So let's drop the size. Let's see if they can finally do what they're meant to do and drop this market. Let me just check on the 15-minute general kind of area. Let's zoom out. Sorry, I got the trading view charts on on my screen as well here. Yeah. Again, they keep coming in chunks. Someone is doing something here. There's definitely some suspicious there's still a lot of buyers though, man. All right. I feel like it's going to happen because all these, notice as well, when these sellers come in, they don't exit. They keep kind of building up a position and they don't exit. You don't see any sellers getting stopped out. Like only marginally a few, you know, but you're not seeing a big chunk of sellers getting stopped out constantly. That is highly suspicious in my playbook. We've seen this, how many times every week have we seen this happen? Every day almost. I mean, it could come out in 10 minutes, it could come out in 20 minutes, it could come out in an hour. We just don't know when it's coming. Let me just check the, let me make this a bit bigger real quick. Come on, zoom out. Yeah, the volume profile just looks meh. Doesn't really look like anything. I mean, it did. It's a tough one, guys. Structurally and everything, I'd be wary shorting it, but I'm going with this insider guy. Like, this does not generally look good for sellers, right? The fact that sellers are always, trapped at the bottom generally doesn't look good. Granted, buyers are also kind of trapped at the top here now, and we're just trading dead in the center. So it's like 50-50. But in terms of pure order flow, this generally doesn't look good for sellers, right? Yeah, it's suspicious as hell, man. That doesn't add up. Even that volume is suspicious because it wasn't really at the low. The hell happened there? Why is there a big gap? Is there a gap in trading view? No. All right. For some reason, deep charts just created a huge gap. Not sure why. Oh, that looked good, actually. That looked really good. Anything come out yet? It's all building as well. Iran, US and Israel tried to pressure it via Lebanon and Gaza. Expansional activity in Lebanon. It's all getting a little bit, not heated, but it's all getting a little bit, something's coming out. I'm telling you. I would bet my left testicle that something's about to happen. It's just a waiting game. Will it happen soon? only time I would say this is off and it's not going to happen is if we see those sellers exit. If we see, for example, let's just say hypothetically we get above here, and then all of a sudden we see, 500 buy contracts all in one area, just boom, boom, then we know, shit, that seller has been stopped out. They weren't insider trading. They were just a madman who entered a huge amount of size in a weird area for no real reason. And okay, fine. That would be then like, okay, this ain't happening anymore. If we see sellers exit, but we have yet to see sellers exit. In fact, we see the opposite. We see sellers adding. And yes, it's drifting up ever so slightly. Annoyingly, it's kind of drifting up like choppy, but they're adding to their position, almost like they know at, in 20 minutes time, something's about to be announced, and then boom, you get get a huge sell-off, and they all make their bread and butter for the day. We saw the same shit happen every single time. For the last couple of weeks, the same shit's been going on. Romna, good to see you. Hi, Sammy. I sense a Trump candle coming soon. A Trump candle. That's what I think it is. I feel like a Trump candle is coming. I can feel it in my fingers. Feel it in my toes. Do, 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 do. Don't know why that's popped in my head. They're random. But I'm not sure how far down it will go. Lots of buying pressure. This could drop now. Yeah. Tell me your settings of DEEPCHARTS. I will probably do a video on it. I mean, the settings are... I can't tell you from the top of my head, and I don't really want to open it just yet because I kind of want to keep my eye on all this. But I'll do it at some point. Look at this shit, man. Look at these buyers. Keep buying it up, and it could keep drifting up until eventually, boom, something happens. And I just don't want to be out the market by the time that happens. So I have no choice but to fricking hold this. It's so much bullshit, man. Absolute bullshit. This is bullshit. Ugh. These markets and their fricking insiders, man. Still, I don't know why I haven't got the settings. Let me see if those settings work now. Because they weren't working before. Let me see. Fills and orders. So if I go show order lines, so that... No, you see, that doesn't show... Okay, I can see the stop line, which is good. All right, let's turn it all off and then turn on show order lines. I don't know, man. It's gonna happen. Romna, I've been hands off today, only trading a cash account. Conditions don't seem ideal to even take a position. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Come on, Donnie. Exactly. Donnie, where are you? He's taking his time. He's eating a cheeseburger. Just whip out your iPhone. Give us that tweet your son has clearly sold into. All right? Come on, Donnie. Baron Trump is in drawdown right now. Baron, call your father and tell him you're in drawdown so he can just tweet away and make this happen for everyone. This is long. I'm to hold this shit. Well, we're just going sideways now. I mean, we're slowly kind of. I mean, it's just a mess right now. Like, it's just a mess, right? Like, this is just on normal, typical trading. Like, forget insider trading for a second. This is just untradable mess, right? Sellers all at the bottom, buyers all at the top. It's just a typical range. Nothing is really happening. It's just rotating up and down, not really doing anything. Except for that last candle there, again, doesn't look very good for the sellers. I swear, if I get stopped out and then it drops, I'll be so pissed, man. Like, nah. It's not right. It's not right. I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Dun, 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 dun. Come on, Trump. Where are you? Nothing yet. Some crap about Microsoft. Expansion of activity in Lebanon coordinated with the US. That's starting to sound a little negative. US and Israel tried to pressure it via Lebanon and Gaza. Iran. US and Israel tried to pressure. See, it's starting to escalate a little bit again. All these little reports coming out. Because remember, Trump. So Iran on Friday, if we remember correctly, if we go back to the news, right? Iran put some ceasefire, some proposal to end the war, right? Not just ceasefire, like actual proposal to end it, right? And Trump had a few days or whatever to respond. So the weekend's come now. Everyone was thinking, is he going to accept it? If he accepts it, then, all right, it's over. Cool. Done. Finito, right? Theoretically. And the market should pump up. If he doesn't accept it, it's going to plummet again, the market. Now, my bet is that he probably won't accept it. So I feel like someone is gearing up who knows that he's probably not going to accept it. They're gearing up for that position because they know Trump is going to say no. And it's more likely just going to shoot down because they're not getting out the market, right? So something's happening. We're starting to speed up a bit. Whenever you get like random speed occur, it's almost like, is it about to start? Give it a second. Let's slow down again. Maybe not. Maybe not. Not yet. Man, sitting in this trade is mind-numbing. Absolutely mind-numbing. Come on, guys. Why? What was the point in that? What is the absolute point in that? What was the necessity of that candle? It was not needed, guys. Absolutely not needed. Come on now. It's gonna stop me. What an absolute piss take. Dear, oh dear. What a joke. What an absolute piss take. Anything coming out yet? Joining us in real time. The Russia's. Well, that's boring. That's got nothing to do with anything. Come on, Donnie. You're still in this. Again, notice we took out another high. Do we see any spike in volume where the stop should be? No. No spike in buy volume. That means sellers are holding onto their positions. They keep holding. No matter how much it goes against them, they're holding. I'm almost convinced it's going to... I just don't know when it's going to happen. That is the annoying part. How many times do I enter, keep a stop there, and it just drifts up and takes you out? Let's go back in. Let's see. How many times can we do this until we catch the damn move? That is the question. I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toe. Dun, 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 dun. This is becoming... But just look at the candles as a whole. Like, even if you don't look at the order flow, you just look at purely this whole area. Like, it's going up, but is it really going up? Is it actually... there seems to be... Sellers keep kind of piling on random positions here. ZT says, I don't think it's going to fully drop yet. I don't know when, man. That's the thing. I have no idea when it's going to happen. I just want to be in the market for when it does. Nadine says, cumulative volume delta is going up for the sell volume. Seems weird. Exactly. It would be, because there is sellers adding to their positions. That's the whole... That's what's making it so weird. It all started with this random seller here who put huge amount of volume for no real reason, and they're still in the market. They never got stopped out. It's gone against them by quite a bit now, and they're still holding. But rather than getting out the market like most people would, they add to their positions. They keep adding. So the sell volume's increasing despite it drifting up. That's because they're building up an order, because most likely insider trading. Most likely something will come out. It could be 30 minutes. It could be an hour. It could be God knows when. I have no idea when, because I'm not part of the club, unfortunately. But I can almost, with a high, very, very high probability, that there's insider trading happening right now. I just don't know when. And that's the hard part. Because as a retail trader, we got to have stops, right? We can't hold it indefinitely. We just don't know when. So ideally, all right, fine. We could have done more of a swing trade. That's true. But what can you do, right? Again, just huge sell numbers. Let me see on TradingView what I'm seeing in terms of... Get to the 1 minute. Yeah, freaking hell. The cumulative volume delta, you're right, Nadine. Because I can only see it on TradingView. I'm sure somehow you can get it on DeepCharts, but I've yet to figure it out how to set it up. But this is a perfect... You're absolutely right, Nadine. So we started the cumulative volume delta at the bottom of this move. So here was at negative 3,000, basically. Now we are at... give me a second. Let me get to the front. We're at negative 7.5. So here it was negative 3K. Now we're at negative 7.5. That means what? Basically over 4,000 contracts. 4,500 contracts came in, sell contracts, additional sellers came in this whole area, building up, and they're not exiting. So the reason it goes up like that, right? So normally the reason you're seeing that imbalance, right? It's not because there's just so many extra sellers coming in. Don't get me wrong, there are, like, because you're seeing buyers as well. But the thing is, normally on a normal kind of, if it wasn't like insider trading or something like that, after every, high, you would have stops, right? From sellers. All the sellers that entered here, they would have their stop loss there. And then buyers would come, trigger it, and it will add loads of buy volume, right, into that area then, right? It will be triggered as buy. So the cumulative volume would therefore, all the sellers' stop losses would be buyers, basically. And that would push the cumulative back, down again. So it becomes a bit more even. But because sellers are literally not exiting, they're not exiting at all. There are no sell stop losses, basically. They're just, all the big sellers are just holding their trade and just keep adding and adding and adding and adding and not getting out the market. That's why there's such an extreme rise in sell contracts and not so many in buy contracts, even though we're going up. Like, we've been drifting up. And that's telltale signs of someone is insider trading. The more I look at it, the more confident I get that something's going to come out and boom. I just don't know when. That's the only annoying part. It seems like they started doing this crap like 15 minutes before announcements when it first started. Now they're getting it more and more time in between. They're learning after everyone noticed. That's exactly it as well, Cody. Like, when it first started with the Iran war, it was literally 10 minutes before. It was it was too obvious. It made the news. People were quite pissed off by that, right? Because it was so obvious. Now they're being a little bit more subtle by, not doing it right away, like 10 minutes before, maybe an hour or so. They build it up a bit, and they just kind of average their order. They just keep adding and adding and adding at random parts, but they just have the only way you can tell now is because they don't have any stop losses. Like, no one ever gets triggered out the market. And if no one's getting triggered out the market, you gotta question it. Like, what the hell's going on here? So yeah, I'm pretty confident this is insider trading, and it will plummet at some point. I just hope it'll do it soon. I don't want to sit here for hours waiting for the market to drop down. That'll be kind of boring. Maybe based on the news on war, someone jumped in to sell in the hope of something will happen. Look, it could possibly be that, right? It could possibly be someone jumping in. But normally when someone is a speculative trader with that kind of size, right? Someone who's got a lot of money. I mean, this isn't some small retail trader, right? This is ridiculous, right? This is huge institutional level stuff, right? And the way they keep adding into their position is, it's not an average person. Let's just put it that way, right? They would have a stop loss. They would have some form of risk management. Institutions have really strict risk management. They will never allow shit like this to happen, right? They get out. They don't hold or add into losing positions. That's just not a thing that gets done. So that's why, again, I don't think it's just someone trying their luck and being a bit mad, because otherwise you would have seen them exit. You would have seen the spike in volume on the buy side. The cumulative would have balanced out because that big seller is now exited, so that converts into buy orders and it balances out the cumulative. But we got this massive divergence right now. Let me get TradingView up for you guys, and I'll show you what you can see on the cumulative. So hopefully you can see this. So yeah, it was around, negative 3,000, give or take, right at the bottom, and up until, where are we now? We're here somewhere. It's still rising, so they're still adding more and more. 7.7 now. It's just not, still building, which is nuts, absolutely nuts. Can you check ES oil gold as well? Yes, I can actually. Let me check it on. I'll do it on TradingView. Yeah, I'll do it on TradingView. Let me. Where is ES? Here we go. Okay. Zoom out. So ES is actually a little bit more interesting. ES hasn't actually drifted up, but again, yeah, you're seeing the same pattern of orders on the ES as well. Around that area, you're seeing those big random sell orders there again. I think now the ES's volume is generally quite big, but you're seeing similar pattern again. Just a shit ton of sellers coming in. No one's getting stopped out really. Yeah, I mean the ES is at negative 23 right now. Fucking mental. I forget how big ES is. It's ridiculous. The S&P is just, the volume is insane on the S&P. So yeah, same shit's happening on that. Oil, right? Why is my keyboard not working? What the hell's going on? Sorry, guys, 1 minute. It's this little USB thing not working. I am still here. I will be. There we go. It's working. All right, let's have a look. What's happening here? Nothing major yet. I'm trying to get. No, I need the futures, not that. Don't feel it in my fingers. What was the other one? You want it gold or something? Come on, load. There we go. With gold futures are not really traded that heavily, to be honest, but truth be told, not seeing it on gold, actually. Gold, I am not seeing it at all. Nothing really is happening with gold. And I can't seem to get the oil futures loaded for some reason. Don't know why. Maybe I haven't got the... I don't know. Let me try again. Let's try this again. Yeah, no, I can't seem to load. It is working now. So oil would be... What time was it? When did it happen? About 3:06 roughly. Okay. 3:06. Where are we? Yeah. We saw some random jumps, but nothing. I don't know. With Oil, it's kind of hard to tell, to be honest. I'm not seeing. 1 minute, let me look at the chat. Oh, are we dropping? What's going on? 1 minute, let me see. Yeah, we're kind of getting. It's looking weird. There could be a little drop here. Please tell me the settings of order flow and deep charts. It's just a delta. What do you call it? Deep print is the footprint, and then it's just delta with box. This is you need to ignore this because that's only if you've got a profile view. Data settings, I don't know, I've left that, and then it's literally plot settings. I think I put it to I'll put it in general. Yeah, here, tick grouping. This is basically ticks per row, so I've done 16 ticks per row, right? And then if you change that changes the size of the cluster, right? And then everything just switched off, like point of control switched off, value area switched off, everything is just switched off, right? Nothing is on. It's just delta footprint, solid colors, and I've done it 16 ticks per row, but that can be changed depending on like how volatile the market is, right? If it's very volatile, I might bump that up to 20, for example, so you can get bigger clusters, but that's it. All right. Again, this is just like nothing really. You know, even just like the order flow as well, it's just meh. It's all a bit like a lot of buyers trying to come in, but no one's really still exiting the market. There's nothing really here to trade like normal order flow at the moment. You know, you're seeing a lot of buyers trying to get this market up, but we still haven't seen sellers exit. They still have not left this market. They haven't left yet. They're being very, very stubborn, these sellers. What's the cumulative volume looking like right now? Have we hit 8,000? That's the question. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. No, we're still hovering at 7.5 roughly. Volume is still stable. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just a waiting game. This is getting very boring. But good click. Has anything come out? Oh, something. Okay. A few minutes ago, the probability of a ceasefire between Iran and US ending is high if attacks on Lebanon do not stop. Why hasn't it sold off? Why hasn't this plummeted? OPEC is likely to rise. Okay, that's fine. What? Why has this not yet plummeted? You're seeing the news. It's coming out. Like, this should be plummeting. This is what people are front running. This is what those sellers are front running. We need something then a bit more substantial. Something bigger is about to come out. This is just what Iran is saying. Look, like the escalation is starting to happen. I'm telling you that this has been front run massively. This has been front run. Someone is insider trading this shit. But what I'm really shocked about is how that did not drop more. That came out 405, right? Which one's 405? So this candle, okay. Don't get me wrong, it was a bit of a wick, but like, come on. Something big's going to happen. Trump is going to come out and not accept the ceasefire or the peace deal or whatever, and something big's going to happen. There's too much volume in this market. Someone's been building up a huge freaking position. They're not letting go of their position. That tells me they are well and truly, they know, because they're in some serious drawdown. These big sellers who, came in here and here and here and here and here and here and here, they're in some major freaking drawdown right now, right? Their screen must be looking very scary. But they're not panicking. They're not getting out the market. If they're not panicking and they're still adding to their freaking position, they're still building up more and more orders, they must be very, very certain something big's going to happen. Because no one puts that much risk on the table if they don't believe something as fact, This isn't front running. This is madness. But we just gotta wait. Nothing we can do. We're just, look at that again, adding more and more. These insane sellers, man. They don't care. Anything coming out yet? I mean, we'll know when it comes out before it comes out. Well, before Financial Juice will tell us, because you'll see the candle happen. We'll know when it happens, right? It becomes super obvious, right? Just all of a sudden, boom. And you can usually tell when it's about to happen a few seconds before it happens. Sometimes you can, because everything speeds up really kind of quick. Everything goes a bit crazy. Like everything just goes a little bit mental, and then boom, So if we see that kind of speed all of a sudden, like all the contracts changing hands like lightning fast, and the candles kind of, that's when okay, gear up. It's about to happen. Because again, these are sellers. These are sellers coming in, right? It's unlikely there's stops at this moment in time. Like most stops are going to be below that low, right? For any buyer who got in, their stops are more likely going to be a bit lower down. So these random big chunks of sell volume coming in, unlikely that it's, buyers getting stopped out. That's more likely buyers are going to be here. Like if we go here and then we see big spike in sell volume, yeah, sure. That's probably buyers getting stopped out, right? These are just sellers adding and adding and adding and adding and adding. They do not care. But there are also some very adamant buyers, I have to say. There are some very, very adamant buyers. How about squeeze the liquidity above before the real move down? It could very well happen, man. It could very well happen. It could very well, just take out this high and then. But the move will be purely dictated by when it comes out. When this is definitely front running. This is definitely insider trading happening here. No one's put that much risk on the line, refusing to get out the market, keep adding to a losing position. They're in for hundreds of millions now. It's mental. But we just don't know when it's coming out, right? It could come out in 40 minutes time. In that case, it could drift up all the way up to here before it comes out. Like we just don't know. This is the annoying part when you're trying to ignore the order flow and just purely trade based on a hunch that someone's insider trading. It's not so much a hunch. I mean, it's pretty obvious when you break it down. It is quite obvious so far, especially in the cumulative volume. Very obvious there. We're approaching 8K on the cumulative volume now. And this is the first bit of news that confirms to us it's heating up, you know? This is the first news. But the only thing that worries me is that this should have plummeted the market a bit more. This should have created a bit more of a drastic move. That's my only concern here. That was very weak. The market barely reacted. So that is my concern. That is my concern. I'm very concerned. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Now the volume's just dead. But again, notice again, look, we took out the high. All the sellers that came in, they didn't get stopped out. Right? We saw no spike in buy volume. Again, they're holding on to their positions. We're not seeing a major spike in buy volume. Whereas on any other normal kind of, you will always see a spike in buy volume where you expect stops to be. And there's always going to be stops above highs. And there's going to be stops below lows even. Tiny little bit of 60, nothing major though. So yes, a few very small sellers who came in most likely here or wherever did get stopped out, right? But these are like general retail average, whatever, right? Guys like you and me, just no one cares type people. But the big volume, the big players, they haven't left. So what would be interesting if we do get to that high here? Where is it? Stop. What the hell have I done? Here we go. Is that the high? I'm so confused. No, it's not. Well, it kind of is. Yeah, it's one of the highs. Yeah. Okay, so we've seen a little spike. All right, so some people got stopped out. You see the spike in buy volume? Granted, a few sellers did get stopped out, right? We have seen some sellers get stopped out, but 200, it's not a lot. When you're thinking about, how much volume was built up, 4,500 contracts additional to the sell side in that move, and we had a spike of 200. Nah. It's not enough. Do you know what I mean? And straight away back in, adding still to their position. That was some sellers getting stopped out, absolutely. But just, random, people from within that move somewhere, yes, of course. But it wasn't the big boys yet. They're still in the market. They're still in and they're still holding. Why? Why are they holding? Oh, no, I thought that was new news there. I was like, oh, what just came out there? I was like, no, nothing came out. That was old news. Now, if we do see a huge amount of buy volume come in, that's when I'll be concerned about insider trading, and I would then start believing that maybe the people who did front run this are wrong, because if you see them exit, then yeah, you're screwed, right? Because we're basing our trade purely on the sellers who the big sellers who came in. Now, if you see them exit, then, well, all right, we're fucked, basically. No way around it. Like, all right, maybe they weren't insider trading. They were just, just had a big bet and they got it wrong. That can be possible, but it's very unlikely because it's very odd for that much risk to be on the line in one go like that. It's a bit, you don't normally see it. But anything's possible, right? It could be some mental billionaire just wanted to have fun. I mean, it's possible. Unlikely, but possible. Maybe they put their left bollock on the line. Exactly. My left testicle's on the line here, guys. Still, they're not really getting out. Like, again, another little spike in volume. Sure, again, 100 signed contracts. But the mass majority of those sellers are still in the frickin' market. They're holding and holding. And this is where you would really expect major stops to be, right? Here and there, right? You would expect really, major stops to be. Sorry. Here and up here, right? All right. Granted, we haven't got up there yet, but a few sellers are dropping out, but it's still not the big ones. This is a collective of a bunch of sellers who got in as a whole. Let's have a look at the cumulative real quick. So the cumulative has dropped a little bit. It went from 7.6 to 7.2 since we broke those highs. So yes, a few people have got out, but it's the mass majority are still in. They're still holding this position, which is mental. Absolutely mental. All right, well, it's almost been 2 hours on this stream. Eyes. I'm just gonna hold it, wait for the best, put an alert down and leave it at that. I think there's not much I can do really, but no, nothing's come out yet. We'll keep our eye on it, and we'll leave it at that for now, I think. But yeah, guys, I will be back tomorrow. And if any big developments happen, I'll actually post it on Instagram here. Any big developments on this trade. Let's see if it happens. But I'll set some alerts and we'll figure it out. But guys, thank you all for joining. Come back tomorrow. I'll be back on tomorrow, 9:30 Eastern, as usual. And I'll see you all there. Thank you all for joining. Take care, my friends. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye. Where's my mouse? Here we go.